Good morning and welcome to another lesson. I hope that you enjoyed the last lesson about our frogs and the life cycle. And we learned that the first stage in the frog life cycle was the egg. Great job! So now we're going to move on to a math lesson and we're going to introduce a new number and how we write it. Before we do that, we're going to recall some of the numbers that we have done already and how we write them. So what was the first number we learned how to write? Number 1. Number 1 is like a stick. Straight line down. That is very quick. Great job. What about what comes after 1? It is 2. Great job. So we have number 2. How do we write number 2? We start at the top. We go around and back on the railroad track. 2, 2. 2, 2. Good job. So the new number we're going to learn about comes after number 2. Who can tell me what comes after number 2? Great job. Number 3. And we have a saying for number 3. But before we get into number 3, let's watch our little number video and get excited and in the mood and dancing and ready to learn how we write number 3. You can pause me here and come back to me when you finish. Great job. He's always funky. I love him. He gets me in the mood every single time. Now, when we're writing our number 3, we have a saying just like how we say for number 1, we have a saying for number 3. Now, in the video, you might have seen a 3 that has curves at both at the top and at the bottom, and it goes around a tree, around a tree. But when we're learning how to make a number 3, we go like this one. Do you see it's different? Very good. So when we're tracing our 3, we go like this. Straight line across, slanted line down, around the tree, and that's the way to make a 3. Now using your pointer, I want you to do it with me. Are you ready? Here we go. Straight line across, slanted line down, around the tree. That's the way to make a 3. Great job. Now, we're going to do similar activities that we did for numbers 1 and 2. We are going to create our number 3 sand letter, and we're going to trace our number 3 on the paper using our pencils. Now, what I will ask Mommy and Daddy to do is that if you're printing the worksheet attached, please white out the top so it looks like a number 3 like this, and you can create one just doing jagged lines. Or if you have no printer, like me, you can do a worksheet like this where they will trace it. But I ask you that you use the number 3 with the straight line at the top. Great job. All right, so here we go. Let's make our sand letter and get some glue, sand or rice, and paper. Using the glue, we're going to make the number 3 straight line across, slanted line down, around the tree. That's the way to make a 3. Great job. Now using the sand or rice or flour, you're just going to sprinkle it on top of the glue, making sure, like usual, that you're covering it well. I hope that you are keeping all of the sand numbers that you have been creating, and please, throughout the week, it is a great activity to get them to trace on the paper using their pointer finger and then doing it in the sand, like I will show you in a minute. Here we have our 3. Straight line across, slanted line down, around the tree. That's the way to make a 3. Great job. So here we go. We're going to now do our number 3 in the sand. Straight line across, slanted line down, around the tree. That's the way to make a 3. Great job. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to use the tracing activity with our pencil and paper. However, before we introduce the pencil, we're going to use our pointer finger to trace the already done number 3 there for us. Let's go. Using your pointer finger, we're going to go straight line across, slanted line down, around the tree. That's the way to make a 3. And you're going to do the rest of them all by yourself, saying the chant. Straight line across, slanted line down, around a tree. That's the way to make a 3. Now we're going to introduce the pencil. Remember the grip. It's the 3 fingers using to grip and hold the pencil. Take your time and slowly trace the number 3 as well as you can. If your child does this well, you can allow them to do the 3s on their own, just starting on the dot. Straight line across, slanted line down, around the tree. That's the way to make a 3. See if they can do it as well as they can, starting at the top every time. Great job. And remember to take your time and try and stay on the lines as much as you can. If your child is having difficulty with the tracing of the pencil, I would suggest holding off from that activity until later on in the week, after they've had a chance to practice with the sandpaper, the sand number on the paper, and the sand writing it in the tree. Once they have mastered it on their own independently, then I would introduce the tracing of the numbers on paper using pencils. Now, remember, these lessons are carried out throughout the week. It's not a one lesson and it's done. So once your child is mastering each stage and each step, then I would introduce the next step. So first of all, let them trace it on the sandpaper on the paper. Then let them practice it, making it on their own in the sand tray. Once they've done that, then allow them to trace it on the paper using their finger first, and then introduce the pencil. These are all stages to help them progress. And as the numbers are getting more difficult to trace, numbers 1 and 2 were pretty easy. Now the numbers are going to get more difficult. I'll recommend that you really take your time in each stage. All right. Have a great day. And for the last time, let's hear our chant for number 3. Straight line across, slanted line down, around the tree. That's the way to make a 3. Great job. Have a great time doing this lesson, and I will see you tomorrow. See you. Bye-bye.